Hey everyone, welcome back to Bayon of Wisdom channel. Today we're plunging headfirst into a topic that, while it may seem a bit daunting, is undeniably vital. Imagine a sudden power outage or, dare we say, something more apocalyptic. In such scenarios, having a well-crafted emergency kit can be a game changer. It's about being prepared for the unexpected, about ensuring safety and survival when the chips are down. Intrigued? You should be. So let's get started. First things first, let's talk about the essentials for your emergency kit. Picture this. You're in a scenario where you're cut off from your usual resources. What do you need to survive? The answer is fairly straightforward. You'll need non-perishable food that can last for an extended period. And water, the most vital resource for human survival. A flashlight is essential for navigating in the dark, and don't forget the batteries to power it. Next, consider your health. A basic first aid kit is a must-have, stocked with bandages, antiseptics, and other medical supplies. If you or any of your household members have specific medical needs, include necessary medications. Now, where to store all these items? It's crucial to keep them in a designated spot, one that's easily accessible to everyone. In the face of an emergency, you don't want to be scrambling around looking for your kit. Keep these items in a designated spot that's easily accessible to all members of your household. Water is life, especially in an emergency. A human can survive for 3 weeks without food, but only 3 to 5 days without water. So it's absolutely essential to have a good supply of clean water in your emergency kit. Now you might be wondering, how much water should you store? Well, the general rule is 1 gallon of water per person per day. This should cover both drinking and sanitation needs. Now let's talk about how to store this water. You can use commercially bottled water or store it yourself in food-grade water storage containers. Remember to store your water in a cool, dark place and replace it every 6 months. But what if you run out of stored water? That's where water purification comes into play. You can use water purification tablets, a portable water filter, or even a simple boiling method to make water safe to drink. Remember, staying hydrated is key to staying healthy. Now, staying informed is crucial. In a world where information is at our fingertips, we can often take it for granted. But in an emergency situation, knowing what's going on around you becomes a matter of survival. That's where communication devices come in. Consider a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. These are reliable devices that can keep you updated on the situation, even when electricity is out. They're relatively inexpensive and readily available. Then there's your mobile phone. This everyday device can serve as a lifeline, allowing you to call for help, coordinate with others, and receive important updates. But remember, a phone is only as good as its battery life. Make sure you have a charged power bank on hand. This will ensure your phone stays operational when you need it most. And remember, in times of chaos and confusion, being able to communicate, to reach out, to receive information can make all the difference. Communication is key during emergencies. It's important to stay warm and protected. In the face of an emergency, having suitable attire is a necessity, not a luxury. Your survival kit should include weather-appropriate clothing. This means layers for the cold, protective coverings for rain, and light, breathable fabrics for heat. Remember, the aim is to protect your body from extreme weather conditions and potential hazards. Similarly, having a plan for shelter is crucial. If you find yourself needing to leave your home, or if your home becomes unsafe, it's good to have a temporary shelter option on hand. Think about including a lightweight, portable tent, or even a weather-resistant tarp in your kit. These items can provide you with protection from the elements and a safe place to rest. In the face of adversity, it's the simple things that can make the biggest difference. A lightweight and portable tent or tarp can be a lifesaver. Basic tools can be incredibly versatile. That's right, when you find yourself in a pinch, the simplest instruments can often save the day. Let's start with a multi-tool. This compact, all-in-one device typically includes a range of tools such as pliers, a knife, a screwdriver, and a can opener. It's like having a miniature toolbox right in your pocket. Speaking of can openers, make sure you have a manual one in your emergency kit. It might seem old-fashioned in our world of electric gadgets, but when the power's out, a manual can opener becomes your best friend. Next up, a sturdy knife. This is an essential tool for countless survival tasks, from preparing food to cutting cords or even for self-defense. And don't overlook the utility of a simple roll of duct tape. From repairing gear to emergency first aid, its uses are nearly limitless. You never know when these simple tools might come in handy. Cash is king in emergency situations. Never underestimate the power of hard currency in a crisis. In a world that's increasingly digital, we tend to overlook the importance of cash. But when the power's out, or the servers are down, your credit and debit cards aren't going to be of much help. So, keep a stash of small bills and coins in your emergency kit. But cash isn't the only essential we're talking about here. An emergency plan is equally vital. It's a roadmap to safety when chaos engulfs. It outlines your course of action so you're not left scrambling when disaster strikes. Start by identifying safe evacuation routes from your home and neighborhood. Then, designate a meeting point where your household can regroup if you get separated. And importantly, make a list of contact information for all your loved ones. Develop a simple emergency plan that includes evacuation routes, meeting points, and contact information for your loved ones. Equip yourself with basic survival skills. In the face of uncertainty, knowledge is the most invaluable tool you can possess. Sure, you've got your emergency kit packed with all the essentials, but what happens when those run out? That's where survival skills come into play. Understanding how to start a fire without a lighter or matches, for instance, could mean the difference between a warm meal and going hungry. Knowing how to administer basic first aid can potentially save a life in an emergency. And being able to navigate without the aid of technology like GPS? That's a skill that could guide you to safety when modern conveniences fail. But it doesn't stop there. Familiarize yourself with the local flora and fauna. Are there edible plants nearby? Sources of fresh water? Recognizing these resources could sustain you for an extended period. Knowing your local plants and resources can be invaluable in a survival situation. Indeed, knowledge and skills are your best allies when the going gets tough. Consider adding non-perishable, easy-to-prepare food items to your kit. You never know how long an emergency situation may last. And when it comes to food, preservation is key. This is where canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, and other long-lasting items come into play. They can be a lifeline in times of crisis. However, remember to rotate these items periodically to maintain their freshness. In addition to food, it's equally important to think about your important documents. In the chaos of an emergency, it's easy to overlook these essentials. But having access to your IDs, insurance papers, and other critical documents can speed up recovery efforts once the crisis has passed. The safest way to store these documents? In a waterproof container. This way, even if you encounter floods or other water-related hazards, your documents will remain safe. Keep important documents like IDs and insurance papers in a waterproof container. And there you have it, a simple guide to creating your emergency kit. We've covered the essentials, from non-perishable food and water supplies, to vital tools and communication devices. We've underscored the importance of warmth and shelter with weather-appropriate clothing and portable tents, and we've highlighted the value of having cash on hand and a well-thought-out emergency plan. Each item in your kit has a role to play in ensuring your survival during challenging times. But remember, it's not just about what's inside your kit. It's equally important to equip yourself with basic survival skills, whether it's starting a fire, administering first aid, or knowing how to navigate your local terrain. These skills, coupled with a comprehensive emergency kit, can significantly enhance your resilience in the face of adversity. Moreover, the significance of preserving food and safeguarding important documents cannot be understated. In a crisis, these seemingly mundane tasks can become lifelines, ensuring you have sustenance and can prove your identity or ownership. In the end, being prepared is about more than just surviving an apocalypse. It's about cultivating a mindset of readiness, so you can face any emergency, big or small, with confidence. So, start building your emergency kit today, and empower yourself for tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and share it with anyone you think might benefit. Stay safe, everyone.